Namaste. Namaste and welcome to Wednesday morning yoga. This is our penultimate week of the summer term and it is also the 23rd day of our June challenge to do some yoga, hopefully sun salutations for most of us throughout the month of June. Today we're going to start with a little centering. So bring yourself into any comfortable seated kneeling position. Rest the arms where they fall and allow your spine to organize itself upright. Closing your eyes or gazing gently at one point ahead. Take this moment to step away from the other things going on around you. And find that shift physically and mentally into your yoga space. As you shift, perhaps you can feel a gentle softening of the shoulders, a releasing of that weight that you've carried. You can let it go for the next 90 minutes as we devote this time to nurturing and restoring our energy, the balance of our emotions, and our bodies as well. Make note of how you're feeling. Just notice any areas of the body that need a little extra TLC or a little extra attention during your class. Notice if there's a vibration of anticipation, perhaps in some parts of the body. Now that we've been practicing daily, the body gets used to it and is excited on our behalf. Bring your awareness to your breath and just gently deepen your breath. Feeling that you can draw your breath into the sides of the body, the back, the chest as you inhale. And exhaling perhaps just a little bit more gently and slowly and fully engaging across the navel to exhale completely. Breathing into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out a slow, steady release, engaging across your navel to breathe out completely. Let's do 3 more of these breaths together. If you find Ujjayi automatically, that's great. Don't feel obliged. At the end of your next exhalation, drawing your chin to your chest, feeling gentle length wherever the body feels it, and then rolling the right ear to the right shoulder, the chin towards the chest, and the left ear to the left shoulder. Going from side to side, just observing how that feels into the neck, the chest, the shoulders, the upper back. Maybe into the jaw, the side of the face, in front and behind the ears. If you'd like to, you can roll your head in complete circles, just taking care not to go too far back. And if you're rolling in circles, being sure to change direction. And the next time your chin comes to your chest, allowing your head to come back to upright, Just freeing the arms, rolling the shoulders a little backwards and forwards. So we're going to come up into standing now, so we can get started and we will spend some time winding down at the end. So taking your feet a comfortable distance apart, little softness in the knees, and bouncing into the knees so you find your grounding position while everyone who's here live in class gets into place. And giving your hands a little bit of a shake, maybe shaking in your shoulders, your wrists, your bottom, your chest. If you want to shake your head a little, just gently, you can. Or you can just bounce up and down and let that movement ripple through the body, whatever feels good. So this is one of the best ways to release tension from our ligaments and tendons, from our fascia as well. And when you've done a little bit of shaking and you feel done, nice wiggling hips, girls, then just gently turning it into Kati Chakrasana, a little twist from side to side. And we're going to keep our feet steady unless you want to pivot on your toes, which of course you can. Wrapping the arms around the body to tap the body wherever they fall. And you can start by tapping quite low if that feels good to you. And then with the shoulders and arms relaxed, perhaps tapping the opposite shoulder in front of you, the opposite bottom of the rib cage behind you. And if you want to, you can make just a little fist to tap that space between the shoulder and the chest, which is the early on in the lung meridian, and of course the kidneys. Whenever you're ready, allow your movement to become a little smaller and a little smaller until you're back to standing steady. Ooh, and notice the difference between movement and stillness. You can bring your feet a little closer together if you want to. We're going to do a Julie Martin inspired sun salutation today with a few other bits and pieces as well. So let's soften the left elbow and start with some nice big arm circles. This is one of her favorite things to do at the beginning of the class. And here we're firm in our centers. And then as you want to, as you respond to the movement of your arm, moving the rest of your body as well. And in this way, we get the opportunity to ripple through the side of the body and do a little back bending, forward bending, twisting, side bending, all at the same time with just this movement of the shoulder. We'll do one more in this direction and then going the opposite way. You can start small if you want to as you come the opposite way. And softness in the elbow allows there to be a little less effort required by the shoulder joint itself. And then when you're ready, allowing the rest of your body to respond. Feel how your feet respond as your weight moves. Feel the abdominal muscles and perhaps the buttocks or the pelvic floor responding to. Allow your head to follow your movement or to be part of the movement, the neck responding to the movement. You don't have to look at your hand. It makes some people dizzy. And then we'll finish at this one. Just notice the difference between the two sides of the body, how energized that left side is, and how much this right side just wants to get on and do it for balance. A little softness in the right elbow. And starting with a simple circling of the arm, the shoulder moving first. Whenever you're ready, firm in your center and rolling that movement through the body, rippling, almost like it's a wing that you're moving in a circle. We'll do one more in this direction. And then go the opposite way. You can start small if you'd like to. One of these days I must change the arm we start with, because I'm sure we do less on this second side. But there we are. And then whenever you're ready, doing nice big circles, allowing the feet to be really steady and stable, providing the grounding, the center of the body providing stability. Feeling that space down the side of the rib cage, across the back of the shoulder. And we'll do one more before coming back to standing steady again. And just noticing how energy has moved through the body, how we, from our center, we have invigorated and enlivened everything. Pretty much the only thing we haven't really spent any time doing are the wrists and the ankles. So coming onto one foot and just rolling the opposite ankle a few times in each direction. You can use a point of focus for steadiness. You can use a wall for support if you'd like to. Placing that foot down, doing the same thing on the other side. We should really do the wrists at the same time, but that's maybe a coordination too far. And then placing both feet down, interlace your fingers, keep your elbows close to the body and just rolling through the wrists. And throughout the practice, anytime you need to release your wrists, doing so. I find sometimes the forward bend is useful for that. Going the opposite way as well. And then just giving them a little shake out. Okay, so adjusting clothing is needed. I've got one of those sets of trousers that travels down, so I shall do that frequently. And we shall come to the front of the mat, and we're just going to do a nice exploratory sun salutation to begin with. So nice and slow and gentle, don't worry too much about your breathing. Stand at the front of the mat, spreading the toes, lifting in the arches, turning the palms of the hands forward. A little lift in the belly muscles, perhaps a gentle engagement through the legs and the buttocks as well. Inhaling here. Exhaling the hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. Reaching up is more important. And exhaling with soft knees as you fold into your forward bend. In your first forward bend of the day, just giving a little paddle through the legs, perhaps a gentle sway of the upper body from side to side. You can hold elbow to elbow if you want to. You can turn the backs of your hands to the floor or just keep your fingertips in light connection with the floor. But give your wrists the opportunity to have no weight on them. Very good. Whenever you're ready, coming back to the center, fingertip touch on the floor and inhale as you step your right foot back and take your knee down. Now from here, we're going to take the left foot outside the left hand and just do a little bit of circling of the hips. So a little circling of the hips in this position, a hula hooping effect, which Miss Martin is very keen on. And as some of you know, I am currently doing her teacher training course as well. I think this might be something like my 8th yoga teacher training, 8th style. There we are. Okay, let's hula hoop the opposite way. It's good to expand your knowledge at every available opportunity. Very good. So having hula hooped in both directions, we're going to just inch the left foot back onto the mat so it's between the hands again. Place the hands down, extend through the back leg and just take the front leg backwards into plank pose. And then from plank, just step your feet a little bit further away from your hands, take your knees down, and we're going to lower ourselves down to the mat. So here, you want the tops of the knees to come down first, draw the elbows back towards the body, support with the belly and the buttocks to lower the hips down, And then fold the forehead towards the mat. Point your toes, roll your shoulder blades towards each other, firm the feet down, firm the buttocks, come into a low cobra pose. And then from cobra, tuck the toes under, and it's the same process as we came down, but backwards. So we're just lifting the hips up, so we come through hands and knees into downward facing dog. In down dog, you can step your feet towards your hands just a little, makes it easier. The hands stay where they are, but the feet can move in sun salutations. We're wiggling the dog or walking your dog, whatever you want to call it. You can turn your head from side to side. You can ripple your shoulders, the sides of the body, lifting in the belly. Whenever you're ready, gently pressing your chest towards your thighs, and you can explore the heels towards the floor. They never have to touch. It's not a prerequisite. If you feel any pulling in your back, just keep your knees a little soft. Here we're going to drop the buttocks to the heels, bounce the shoulders forward once, and then we're going to bounce forward with the right foot, opening the chest as you look forward, just a normal lunge, and then exhale both feet to the front into a forward bend. We'll inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms with the palms turned forwards. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up, open the front of the body. Exhale, soften your knees as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee down, and then let your breath do its own thing as you inch your right foot out towards the right side of the mat. And we're hula hooping the hips on this side. So same thing, and you can see that you can roll around the sole of your right foot to give you the impetus, like the direction of your hula hooping, or you can simply hula hoop with the hips if you want to. I find that my foot moves automatically. Hula hooping in the opposite direction as well. Here I find it's more pivoting on the front leg and it's driven by the back leg. I don't know why. You may observe things about your hula hooping that are different, and that's okay too. Very good. And then coming back to the center, just inching the right foot back onto the mat so it's between the hands. Place the hands down, lengthen the left leg and take the right leg to meet it. Just walking your feet just a touch further away from your hands. Drop your knees down, firm buttocks and belly, and then it's bending at the elbows to draw the chest forward so you can lower the tops of the thighs, the groin, the belly, the chest, the forehead, slowly down to the mat. When you get down, pointing your toes, firming the buttocks and the belly, and inhaling to come into a low cobra. From low cobra, really scoop the belly in, tuck the toes under, press through the hands to move your hips away from the floor again, into hands and knees, and then into downward dog. Step your feet in, give your down dog a little bit of a wiggle. So we're going to do that cobra variation one more time on round 2, and it's always, that vinyasa variation one more time, round 2, is always an option. And when you're ready, you can come back to center in your down dog, soften the knees, buttocks to heels, bounce forward once, and then as you bounce forward, inhale, step the left foot forward, open your chest looking forward, exhale, both feet to the front, hands to feet and head to knees. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the hands, palms turn forward, round 2. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body, firm in the belly, and as you exhale, soften the knees and fold forward. Inhale, step the right foot to the back, knee to the mat, and open your chest. Here we've got a more standard lunge position, but we're still just going to rock backwards and forwards. So here you can have your heel, left heel on the floor with the toes up, or you can have your left toes on the floor and stretch through the front of the ankle. Both are good. Do a little of each. And then the next time you come forward, place the hands, lengthen through the back leg, step the left foot back, just make a little bit more space, and then firm in the buttocks and the belly. Let the knees come down, bend at the elbows, and just release your body down a little at a time with great control to bring the forehead to the floor. Point the toes, firm the belly and buttocks, inhale, lift the head, chest, and maybe a little bit of the space underneath the chest. And then as you exhale, tuck the toes under, bend the knees, come through hands and knees into downward facing dog. And in your downward dog, we're still wriggling and rippling and thinking about breathing, thinking about the fingertips, the heels of the hands, thinking about pressing the chest towards the thighs, lifting in the belly. In the center, just take a moment in stillness, then drop the hips to the heels, bounce forward once, and then step forward with your right foot. Open your chest as you look forward. We'll just do a little bit of swaying backwards and forwards again. So in this lunge, we've got the option to lift the toes of the right foot or keep the toes down. Do about 3 of each. Very good. We'll talk more about this on the left side. And then the next time you come forward, open your chest, free the back knee from the floor, press off the left foot to bring the left foot forward. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, adjust clothing as needed. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee down, and we're swaying lunges again. So here we press off the front foot to move the hips backwards, press off the back foot to move the hips forwards. Keep the legs really active in this so that you don't really need the support of the hands. But you've got it, just for a little bit of extra stability. We're looking to do about 6 sways, alternating or doing a few of each, lifting toes and keeping toes down. And then we're going to place the hands on the floor, lengthen the back leg, take the right leg back, find that extra length in the plank pose to bring the knees down, firm belly and buttocks, and then bending at the elbows, allow the body to find its way to the floor a little at a time with great control, forehead coming down last. Point the toes, roll the shoulder blades towards each other, inhale into a gentle or lowish cobra, and then exhale, press through the hands, scoop the belly away from the mat through hands and knees into downward facing dog. Wriggle, 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 or walk, 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 whatever you'd like to do. And then pressing the chest towards the thighs, finding a little stillness. We'll drop buttocks to the heels, bounce forward once, and then step forward with the left foot. Open your chest, and again, pressing off the front foot to move the hips backwards, pressing off the back foot to move the hips forwards. Alternating between toes up and toes down and the front foot. And just finding your strength in the legs here. If you're doing this with good strength and control in the legs, you probably feel it in the soles of your feet, in your thighs. And then opening your chest as you look forward, free the back knee, press off the back foot to stand forward into a forward bend. Inhale to come up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turn forwards. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body, and exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee to the mat, and this time we're going to press the hips back towards the heels and just wriggle the hips from side to side. So right heel, sorry, there's only one heel behind you, so hopefully not both heels. Just wriggling the hips from side to side, finding a little length perhaps in that front leg. When you're ready, press off the right foot to move the hips forward, hands onto the mat, free the back knee, and step back into plank pose. So here we're going to do a waving vinyasa. We're going to drop the knees to the floor, press the buttocks back towards the heels, and then press off the toes, round through the spine. Draw the shoulders forward, and when the shoulders come over the hands, imagine you're dragging the heels of your hands and your elbows backwards to open your chest, hovering the hips above the floor with a firm belly, firm buttocks, that space between the shoulder blades working. And then from here, back to hands and knees, scooping the belly in, dropping the buttocks towards the heels, and then up into downward facing dog. Stepping the feet perhaps just a little closer towards you, give your dog a bit of a paddle. And then from down dog, dropping the buttocks to the heels to bounce the shoulders forward once, and then stepping forward with the right foot to open the chest. And just a normal lunge on this side. Free the back knee, press off the left foot to step the left foot forwards, and inhaling to come up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, release the hands, palms facing forwards. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body, and as you exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, stepping the left foot back, knee to the mat, and here we're going to press off the right foot to draw the hips back towards the left heel and wiggle from side to side. We're trying to find a little bit of length in that front leg, but it doesn't need to be straight. And as you wiggle from side to side, you might be aware of that sensation of length rolling from the inner thigh to the outer thigh, or perhaps somewhere around your buttock. Not taking care not to overstretch hamstrings, always soften your knee if you need to. And then from here, pressing off the left foot to move the hips forward, we're going to take the hands to the mat, extend the left leg, take the right foot back. From plank pose, dropping both knees down, pressing the hips towards both heels. Waving vinyasa, so pressing off the toes to round through the spine, looking towards your knees until the shoulders come over the hands, then opening the chest. Imagine you're dragging your hands and elbows back towards you, hovering the hips firm in the buttocks, and then scooping the belly in to move the hips the opposite way, back into that extended sort of puppy dog pose, and then up into downward facing dog. You find that your chest is already back towards your thighs. You're very extended through the upper body, lifting in the tailbone, scooping the belly in, soften the knees or wiggling from side to side, maybe turning your head from side to side. In the center, dropping the buttocks towards the heels to bounce forward once, and then step forward with the left foot, opening your chest as you look forward, then free the back knee and just get a little bounce on that back leg to step the right foot forward. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. Let's do this one again. Inhale, standing tall, palms turn forward, round four. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, firm belly and buttocks as we reach up and open the chest. Exhale, folding forward, softening the knees as needed. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee to the mat, and then pressing off the left foot, keeping the breath nice and long and steady, just wriggling, maybe slightly slower from side to side. Seeing now if you can explore a little bit more space or length down the left leg. There doesn't need to be more every time. We have a finite amount of room. When you're ready, you can press from the right foot to come back into your lunge, firm the right buttock, lengthen the right leg, and step the left foot back into plank pose. From plank pose, both knees down, hips to heels, Waving vinyasa, scoop the belly in, round through the spine, pressing off the toes, drawing the shoulders forward, chest open. Soften the elbows and then back the opposite way. One more time like that, rounding through the spine, opening the chest, hovering the hips off the mat, soft elbows, and rounding the opposite way. From here up into downward facing dog. Wriggle through your down dog, a little paddling through the elbows perhaps as well. In your center, find stillness just for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then dropping hips to heels to bounce the shoulders forward once, and then inhaling as you step the right foot forward, open the chest. Exhaling, both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turned forwards. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee down to the mat, and then allow your breath to find its natural rhythm as you draw the hips towards the left heel and a much slower exploratory wiggle from side to side. Just seeing if there's a touch more length in that right leg. And remember, there doesn't need to be. Pressing off the left foot to come forward into the lunge, firming the left buttock, lifting the left knee. Take the right foot back into plank pose. And from plank pose, knees down, hips to heels. 2 waving vinyasas. Scoop the belly and press off the toes to move the hips forward, opening your chest, keeping the elbows nice and soft. Press the opposite way, scooping the belly in, rounding through the upper back to move the hips back. One more time forwards, pressing off the toes, driven by the legs, supported by the chest, and back the opposite way. From here, tucking the toes and coming up into downward facing dog. The toes were already tucked. Apologies, it's an automatic instruction. Wiggling through your down dog, doing whatever feels good, and then holding in stillness just for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Drop the buttocks to the heels to bounce forward once, and then step forward as you inhale with your left foot, opening your chest. Exhale, both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Lovely job. Round 5. Inhale, turn the palms forward. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back. We're just going to stop in the lunge for a moment. So here, we're allowing the breath to find its own way. We're going to press the feet into the floor and slightly away so that we can draw ourselves into an upright lunge position. Excuse me, as I adjust the clothing here. So here in our upright lunge, to begin with, just hands onto the hips. And we're going to use our legs to move our hips backwards to extend the front leg, and then forwards, but not as far as we can go. Okay, so a little bit backwards and forwards. Want to find the buttocks are working, that extension on this hip flexor of the right leg, and the stability of the feet and the legs into the mat, so that we could do this without our arms at all. Do anything you want with your arms. I'm just joking, you don't have to do dancing with your arms. Just a little bit backwards and forwards to find that strength and support from the legs. When you're ready, come into your lunge, not as far as you can, but to a point that feels really centered between the two legs, and then reach the arms up. Open your chest, find that additional support from the belly, and then reach the hands down either side of the left leg, lengthen the right, come into plank pose. Here in plank pose, knees down to the mat and buttocks to heels for a waving vinyasa. Press off the toes, round through the spine, just one. Open your chest, soften your elbows, firm in the belly, press the opposite way to come back to our extended puppy pose and then into downward facing dog. And here in down dog, taking the feet a little bit wider, dropping the heels to the right and just bending and stretching the knees a couple of times. Doesn't need to be much, just a little squatting dog. When you're ready, you can come back to the center, just doing that side on this round. Dropping the buttocks to the heels to bounce the shoulders forward once, and then inhaling as you step the right foot forward, open your chest. Exhaling both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turn forwards. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up, open the front of the body. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, step the left foot back and then let your breath find its natural rhythm. Press into both feet to bring yourself into an upright lunge. Hands can rest wherever you like and just moving your hips backwards and forwards, finding that stability and strength, the support of what's on the floor, drawing and recruiting the muscles needed to be able to do this with ease. It's sports day at school today. I'm feeling like I should do this with my hands. Okay, finding a space between the two that feels steady and stable, not as far in as you can go, but with balance. And breathing in as you reach the arms over the head, finding as you breathe out recruitment from the belly muscles. Maybe one more deep breath in here. And as you breathe out, hands either side of the front foot, free the back leg, step into plank pose. Exhale, knees only to the mat and buttocks to heels. Inhale, waving vinyasa, pressing off the toes, opening the chest. Exhale, back the opposite way. Inhale into downward facing dog. Taking the feet quite wide, drop up onto the toes, drop the heels to the left, and a little squatting dog, squatting side dog. Very good. Maybe 3 of these. Coming back to center for a moment in stillness before dropping the hips to the heels, bouncing forward once, and as you inhale, stepping the left foot forward, opening your chest. Free that back knee. Exhale, both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees, and inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's just take a moment. We've done 5 rounds. Release anything that needs releasing. Take a few deep breaths if you need it. Take some time to wriggle your shoulders or roll your wrists, whatever feels good. Take a drink of water if you need some. Okay, so we've done lots of different variations, and now we're going to move into doing fuller waving vinyasas. So for the next 3 rounds, if you want to take your knees off the mat for your waving vinyasa, you can. If you want to keep your knees down, you can. If you want to go back to lowering slowly to the mat and doing a gentle cobra and then coming back again, you can. So these are your options. And if you have a different way, of course, you can use that as well. Whew. I've breathed in a bit too much chalk today. My nose is irritated. So excuse me if I sneeze in the middle of this. So when you're ready, coming back to the front of your mat, turning the palms forward, lengthening, engaging those central muscles, inhaling here, exhaling the hands to the heart. Round 6. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body, and exhaling as you fold, a little softness in the knees on the way down. Inhale, stepping the right foot back, knee to the mat, and this time pressing into the feet, reaching the arms forward and coming up into that lunge, opening your chest, and exhaling the hands back down to the feet. Hold your breath as you come into plank pose, and then exhale. No, inhale, it doesn't matter. Come back into downward facing dog or hands and knees as you choose. Waving vinyasa, so buttocks to heels, pressing off the feet, doesn't matter if you're on the toes or the knees, rounding forward, opening your chest, soft elbows, soft knees if they're off the floor, and then lifting and scooping up the opposite way to come back to downward facing dog. Give your down dog a little bit of a wiggle, and then we'll drop buttocks to heels to bounce forward once. And inhale as you step the right foot forward, opening your chest. Exhale, both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the hands, palms turned forward. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, just let your breath come into its natural rhythm. Press the feet away from each other, reach the arms up over the body. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale as you bring the hands either side of the right foot. Inhale into plank, that's a better way. And then exhale, knees down or buttocks to heels. Inhale as you round through the spine, waving vinyasa. Exhaling back. And in downward dog, doing any wriggling you want to, giving yourself an opportunity to catch up if your rate of movement is a little bit more steady. Then buttocks to heels, bounce forward once. And then inhale the left foot forward, opening your chest. Exhale, both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Round 7, much the same. Inhaling, palms turn forwards. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhaling, reaching up, opening the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee to the mat. Exhaling here, press into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up and over, supporting the lower body. Exhaling, hands back down to the mat. Inhaling into plank pose or hands and knees. Exhaling, drop the buttocks to the heels. Inhaling as you round through the spine, waving vinyasa to up dog variation of your choice. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. And then paddle in your down dog for a moment. Drop the buttocks to the heels. Bounce the shoulders forward once. And then inhale the right foot forward, opening your chest. Exhaling both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turn forwards, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up and open. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back. Exhaling, knee to the mat. Press into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up and over. Exhale, all the way back down. Inhale into plank or hands and knees. Exhale, drop buttocks to heels. Inhale, wave in vinyasa. Exhale, coming back the way, rounding all through hands and knees and plank. And then take a moment in your downward dog for a little wriggle. When you're ready, dropping buttocks to heels, bouncing forwards once. Inhale as you step the left foot forward, opening the chest. Exhaling both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale to come up. And exhaling, hands to heart. Lovely. Round 8, inhaling. Exhaling, hands to heart. We'll do a slightly different lunge variation. Inhaling up. Exhaling, fold. This time, inhale, step the right foot back, and then let your breath find its natural rhythm, the right knee high. We're going to bend the right knee to almost touch the floor, and then lengthen up again. Bend the right knee to almost touch the floor, and lengthen through the heel and the back of the leg. One more time, almost touch the floor, lengthen. From here into plank pose. From plank, the waving vinyasa of your choice, buttocks to heels, roll through the spine, open the chest, come back through a rounded spine or plank or hands and knees to downward dog. Take a moment in your down dog, perhaps holding in steadiness or stillness or near stillness. The breath is always moving for a couple of deep breaths. When you're ready, dropping the buttocks to the heels to bounce forwards with the shoulders once. Then inhale the right foot forward, and then we're going to drop the back knee down and just make a gentle twist, making our nice arm circles, press into the front foot as well as the back foot. 3 backwards, 1 forwards, and then freeing the back knee, stepping the left foot into a forward bend. Exhale here, inhale to come up, and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turn forward. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee down to the mat, and move, not knee down to the mat, lifting that knee, just letting your breath find its natural rhythm. So we're going to lower the left knee almost to the mat and then lengthen through the back of the left leg. Lower almost down, lengthen up. Lower almost down, lengthen up. From here into plank pose. And from plank, the vinyasa of your choice. So you can do anything. You can drop the hips to the heels. You can do your knees, chest, forehead if you want to. Rolling through the spine if you're doing a waving vinyasa. Soft elbows, soft knees. Lifting back through plank or rounding back to your down dog. Take a few breaths in down dog. Finding a little steadiness or stillness if that is useful for you. And then when you're ready, buttocks to heels to bounce the shoulders forward once. And inhale as you step the left foot forward, drop the right knee down. Find stability on that right hand and make some big circles. The breath finding its way. Press into the front foot as well as the back foot. 3 arm circles backwards. 1 arm circle forwards. Open the chest as you look forwards. Free the back knee so you can step into your forward bend. Exhaling. Inhale to come up. And exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turn forwards. More lunge variations, round 9. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. And exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale as you step the right foot back and then let your breath find its natural rhythm. Right knee is away from the floor. Press the feet away from each other and lift either your hands to your left thigh or you can lift your hands over your head. Here, firm in the buttocks and firm in the belly and the feet. Bend the right knee almost to the mat and then press up again. Bend the right knee almost to the mat and press up. Bend the right knee almost to the mat and press up. And from here, take the hands either side of the left foot, step into plank pose. For anyone who wants to here, you can do a waving vinyasa. I'm going to do a knees, chest, forehead or chin. Low cobra or up dog, and then finding your way to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, just taking a few moments, feeling a little bit of respite here. You can always choose a child's pose instead of down dog when we're holding down dog, or indeed anytime. When you're ready, hips to heels, bounce the shoulders forward once, bounce the shoulders and the right foot forward, open your chest. So keep the left knee off the mat. We're going to do the same thing. Press the feet away from each other. Lift the hands to the top of the right thigh or over the head. Bend just the left knee to almost lower and then press up. Find stability in your center. Bend the left knee almost to the floor and press back up to lunge. Left knee almost to the floor, press back up to lunge. And from here, hands to the floor. Just get a little buoyant on the feet so you can step the left foot in for a forward bend. Take a deep breath in and out here. Sighing if you need to. And then inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turned forwards. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body, and exhale as you fold. Inhale, step the left foot back, and then just allow the breath to find its natural rhythm. What we're going to do here is very similar, but we're going to lengthen both legs first. So we're pressing into the feet of both legs, lengthening the front knee as well to come up to standing, arms out to the side for support. Firm belly and buttocks, bend both knees. So the left knee barely grazes the mat. Maybe it doesn't get that low, that's fine. Lengthen both legs. Bend both knees. Ball of the left foot on the floor. Bend both legs. Oh, straighten both legs. Bend both knees. Straighten both legs. And then from here, reach the arms up over the head and then fold forward over your straight leg if you can. Soften the knees as you need to. Take your hands to the floor. Step the right foot back to the left in plank pose. Vinyasa of your choice. I'm doing knees, chest, forehead. You can do a waving vinyasa, an up dog, down dog. Whatever you choose, let us meet back in downward facing dog for a little bit of a wiggle, or a little bit of stillness, or a little bit of child's pose. Let's take 2 deep breaths. Then buttocks to heels to bounce the shoulders forward once. And step the, oh no, I can't remember which leg we're doing. Oh no, left foot forward. Lovely, good job. So here, pressing the feet away from each other to lengthen the left leg and bring you up to standing with both legs straight. Lovely job. And then we're bending both knees. So buttocks and belly, legs working. Right knee maybe just grazes the floor, maybe not. Straightening and bending again. Straightening the legs, bending again. And then with the legs straight, reach the arms up over the head, firm in the legs, and fold forward over your straightish front leg. From here, get a little buoyant on the back leg. Step the back leg forwards into a forward bend. Take a deep breath in and out. And then inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. I want to say this is round 10 that we're about to do, so I hope that's right. Inhale as you stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open the front of the body, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back. We're going to just do a normal lunge, knee to the floor as you open your chest. Hold your breath as you come into plank pose. And vinyasa of your choice. Knees, chest, forehead if you'd like to. Waving vinyasa from knees or feet if you prefer. From downward dog, we're just going to do another set of squatting dogs, but we'll do it to both sides. So feet nice and wide onto the balls of the toes. Heels to the right side for a couple of bends and stretches. Back to your toes, heels to the left, couple of bend and stretch. Back to your centered feet and pressing the chest towards the thighs, lengthening the heels towards the floor, lifting in the tailbone. Soften the knees to drop the buttocks to the heels to bounce the shoulders forward once. And then with the right foot, opening the chest as you come forward. Normal lunge. Let's just take the effort out of this round. And then when you're ready, you can step the left foot forward into a forward bend for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then to come up, inhaling and exhaling. We're going to do some child's pose variations on our left side. Inhaling, stand tall. Exhaling, hands to the center of the chest. Inhaling, reaching up, opening the front of the body, and then exhaling as you fold. Inhaling, step the left foot back, normal lunge as you open the chest. Hold your breath as you come into plank pose, vinyasa of your choice. Finding your way down to the floor, into a back bend, and then joining all together up in downward facing dog. So here in downward dog, wriggling anything that needs wriggling before letting your knees come to the sides, onto the mat, settling back towards heels into child's pose, on the floor or towards some kind of support. Turn the palms of the hands upwards to begin with. Take a few deeper breaths here. Feel that different opening across the shoulders with the palms turned upwards. If you want to, you can bring the elbows a touch closer towards each other. That can sometimes help get that sense of a length across the back of the body. When you're ready, you can tent the fingertips of the right hand, lift the chest and the head, slide the left hand underneath the body, palm turned upwards to take the left side of the head, the left shoulder, and softening the right elbow to the floor. Take a couple of deep breaths here, closing the eyes or gazing gently downward, just feeling that length across the space between the shoulder blades that has been doing lots of work. When you're ready, you can tent the right fingertips again to create a little bit of space. Lift the elbow, bring yourself back to center, reach the hands even further forward, forehead to the mat in the center, bend the elbows and place the hands onto the upper back or the base of the neck for a couple of deep breaths. This can be done up on blocks just as well as at the floor. When you're ready, releasing the arms to be long again, tenting the fingertips of the left hand, lifting the head and chest, sliding the back of the right hand underneath the left arm, right side of the head, shoulder and left elbow softening to the mat. Couple of deep breaths here. Just feel that length, feel that's the beginning of softness coming into these muscles. Release, letting go. When you're ready, you can tent the fingertips of the left hand, make some space, bring your hands back to the center, and we're just going to press gently into the hands, press off the feet to bring the knees a little closer towards each other, hands and knees, and then walk your hands as far forward as you can without losing contact with the floor behind you, and draw your chest down towards the floor to open the front of the chest and that space underneath the armpits in Anahata Asana. You can do it with the chin on the floor, kissing the mat, or with the forehead on the floor, as you choose. You can turn the tops of the feet to the floor to gently press them down if you want to. You can leave the toes tucked under as you choose. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then from here, we're going to press off the toes to round through the spine enough to walk the hands back in. We're going to take downward facing dog again. So back into downward facing dog. Last dog of the day. Last dog of the day. Nice soft knees, wiggling the hips from side to side perhaps. Or if you want to, you can paddle or just turn your head or hold in stillness as you choose. From here, we'll take the knees down. So we're not going to do bouncing on this side. Knees down and just stepping the left foot forward. So we come into our last lunge of the day, opening the chest, just freeing that back knee from the mat so you can press the right foot forward into a forward bend. Widen your feet. Hold elbow to elbow. Or if you prefer, turn the backs of the hands to the floor. Or if you prefer, stand onto the soles of the feet onto the palms of the hands. Whatever position you're in, maybe a gentle swaying if that suits you, maybe a turning of the head or a nodding of the head. You can do that with the shoulders rolled down the back or the shoulders in their relaxed form as you choose. Softness in your knees to allow there to be no strain here, or paddling through your knees if you prefer. When you're ready, bending your knees deeply to drop your weight into your heels, rounding through your spine to come up to standing. Hands to heart if you're dizzy, or if you're not, reaching the arms over the head. Inhaling and exhaling the hands to the center of the chest. Take a moment to observe the effect of your practice, just to allow yourself to come to still, steady uprightness. And then when you're ready, you can release your hands, adjust clothing as needed, wriggle your shoulders a little bit. You can draw your chin to your chest, give a little roll of the head from side to side if you want to, whatever feels good. Congratulations on doing another 10 awesome sun salutations. I hope there were 10. I had a sneaky suspicion that we only did 9, but if we only did 9, fit one in later. Sorry about that, chaps. With so many variations, sometimes I lose track of whether I'm left or right, or 9 or 10, or 8 or 9, as the case may be. So today, for our winding down period, we're actually going to take legs up the wall. So if you don't have a wall, just using, I can see you more looking around, using the back of a door or a bed. You've got one, awesome. And a little block is useful too. A bed or a chair would work for legs up the wall, but a little block would be useful for what we've got planned. So we're going to do this first, and although we're going to hold it for a little while, we will come away from the wall again. So just be prepared for that as well. So in your own time, coming into the space that you have planned for this part of the class, getting nice and close to the wall, swinging your torso down and your legs up, and then making any adjustments you need to get in towards the wall. So what we want from the wall is support. We don't want strain. So if you want to have your buttocks against the wall and the backs of the legs supported in quite a straight position, then that's great if it provides no strain for your body. If it is a little bit strained there, then move your buttocks away so that you can soften your knees, and the heels of your feet can be supported by the wall, and they will take the weight of the legs. Wherever you are, allow your feet to be a comfortable distance apart. They don't need to be super wide. The arms to relax away from the body with the palms turned upwards. Allow the weight of the legs to drop into the pelvis, which in an opposite way from how it normally works. And if you want to, if it's within your gift to allow your arms to be over your head and your shoulders to be completely relaxed, the arms perhaps quite wide apart from each other, then resting with the arms over the head as well. So this is the same shape as downward facing dog for our body, but without effort. So here, if you wish to gaze somewhere, gazing at the space between your feet or your big toes. If you can close your eyes comfortably, then closing your eyes. Either option is good, There is no superior option. Some people just prefer to practice with their eyes open, and that is okay. Allow the weight of the whole body to fall towards the mat. Maybe a gentle sway of the nose from side to side to release any tension from the back of the neck and the upper back. When you're ready to hold in stillness, taking 5 deep breaths. Soften your face, relax your jaw and your chest and shoulders. Notice if your breath falls naturally a little slower than it would do in a different position. That's one of the key benefits of this posture for Vipariti Karani. After 5 deep breaths, and not hurrying to catch up if you are still breathing, allow your arms to come back towards the hips and take hold of your block or other firm support, sturdy book, etc. Place the soles of the feet onto the wall and then roll your hips up and place your block on its medium setting if you can, underneath the sacrum, on its lower setting if you prefer. So as you release your legs up the wall, feel for the bony bits of your hip bones in the front of your body. Run your hands around the sides of the body behind you, and you should feel the block immediately behind those bony bits in front. And that will support your sacrum. You can release your arms out to the side. You can release them over your head if you want to, but it's a little less stable up on the block, and it might not feel quite so comfortable. Here again, try to just find your way to a point where the body feels able to hold in stillness or steadiness. Maybe a little length through the back of the neck, a wiggle of the toes to make sure that the feet are nice and relaxed, and taking 5 deep breaths. Soften your face, your jaw, your shoulders. Allow your weight to surrender down into support and the floor. After your next exhalation, just preparing to come down if you're on the medium setting of the block. So if you're on the low setting, just stay where you are. If you're on the medium setting, bend the knees so the feet come to the wall, press into the feet for support, just to turn the block to its low setting, and allow the arms and legs to relax once more. Let's take 2 deep breaths and sigh out through the mouth. One more like that. And then here, coming down to no block, bending the knees, feet on the floor, on the wall, just lifting the hips enough to move the block completely, settling the back of the hips down onto the mat, and hopefully that feels now so cool and delicious in the low back. Take a moment to observe the sensation in the body. And then when you're ready, you can bend your knees into your chest. Make any movements that feel good, rolling to one side and coming back onto your the center of your mat. If you want to move your mat away from the wall, you can. We're going to use the block to do a supported bridge pose now. So we did kind of like a supported shoulder stand on the wall, now supported bridge, but we'll go straight into relaxation. So gather any warm clothing that you'd like. And your blanket as well. So here you could do a yin fish if you prefer, and that would be great too. In our sun salutation today, we didn't focus so much on back bending. We did a few, obviously, but not as much on back bending, and therefore a few in our relaxation, into winding down. Whenever you're ready, coming to lie on the mat and just taking a moment to allow the body to arrive on the mat. And then when you are ready, floating the hips off the floor to place your block on its medium setting if you wish, the lower setting if you prefer, underneath the back of the sacrum, same place that it was when we had the legs up the wall, and move the feet slightly further away from your block. Let your arms rest out to the side. Take a few deep breaths here. Now, if you know that you can extend both legs here and it feels quite comfortable, you might want to do that straight away. But if you prefer, you can extend your right leg and bend your left knee in towards you. Now, you might want to hold with both arms, that's okay. If you're doing one leg, then you can float your heel off the floor of the right foot and just gently sway from side to side, if that feels comfortable. I know we've done this supported bridge pose many times in class, so if you know what suits you best, feel free to explore the variations that you prefer. Wherever you are, perhaps settling the right heel down if it's been up in the air, taking a couple of deep breaths. And then whenever you're ready, turning the right toes up to the ceiling, slide the right heel in, lower the left leg down. Take a moment in the center to feel support evenly across the pelvis, then extending the left leg away from you. Perhaps you don't need to draw the knee in on this side. If you want to, you can draw the right knee into your chest. You can float your left heel off the floor if you like to. You can sway the left heel from side to side, the left leg from side to side, if that feels good. To hold, perhaps allowing the left heel to find the floor. Taking a couple of deep breaths, just feeling that openness across the left side of the pelvis, particularly at the front of the body, and in the right inner groin, perhaps. When you're ready, you can bring the left toes up to the ceiling, slide the left foot in, feel the support of the left foot before you release the right leg down. Take a moment in a supported bridge center.
Again, when you're ready, if you're on the higher setting of the block, turning the block down to its lower setting. And here, extending both legs. So if you were on the lower setting of the block, that's fine. Extending both legs if it feels comfortable. If it feels comfortable, you might want to lift your arms over the head again and just let the backs of the shoulders and the arms be heavy into the mat. Let's stay here for 5 deep breaths. Soft face, soft jaw, shoulders and chest. Whenever you're ready, your arms can find their way back to the sides. Toes to point upwards, sliding the feet in one at a time. Feel the weight of the body surrender downwards. And when you're ready, as subtly as possible, lifting the hips to remove the block and let your hips come down to the floor and feel that awesomeness of them almost moving through the floor. So we're going to do relaxation from here and then do some sort of releasing limbering at the other end of relaxation. So I'm doing it this way around because I want all of the stillness postures to be together. And I want to also release some of the possible tension before coming back to the rest of your lives, your days. So finding your way to the relaxation posture of your choice, perhaps you want to go back to legs up the wall, perhaps you want to take Shavasana, but with something underneath the backs of the knees, that's okay. Or you might want to leave your knees bent with your feet on the floor. Whatever works for you. When you find your way, just covering yourself up to make sure you're nice and cozy. Feet relaxing away from each other if the legs are long, palms turned upwards, arms relaxed as far away from the body as you need to make your shoulders feel comfortable and at ease. Maybe sway the head from one side to the other a couple of times. And then when you're ready, bringing your head back to center and bringing your body to stillness. Take a deep breath in and sigh out through your mouth. Repeat 3 times. A deep breath in, let all of your effort go. A deep breath in, let your muscles relax. Last breath in and surrender down into your mat. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm, falling into quietness, perhaps finding a near stillness of its own. Soften your forehead. Release the area around your eyes. Relax your tongue, your jaw, your throat, your chest, your shoulders. You've listened to my voice enough in this class. Allow yourself some quiet stillness in relaxation. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to your hands and your feet by wiggling your fingers and toes, rolling your wrists and your ankles. When you feel ready, take a deep breath in, stretch the body in any way that feels good, maybe pressing the low back down. Maybe and in your own time, you can gather your knees into your chest. Make any movements that feel good, perhaps a little stirring of the knees in both directions. So you might manage the little extra wriggle we're going to have just now with your blanket on, or you may prefer to remove your blanket as you choose. If you're cozy, keep it on. What we're going to do is just move the knees in separate directions, so separate circling of the knees, so that you get a rock and roll effect across the back of the body. Go in both directions. And then from the center, take 1 foot at a time down to the floor. Take the feet wide, the arms wide, and just gently allow the knees to sway from side to side, just a little to begin with. Working into slightly more twisty shapes. Really slowly up and over and down, and up and over and down. A couple more to each side. When you're ready, you can bring the knees back to the center. Just reach the arms wide and cross the arms over the body to drape the left arm over to the right side and the right arm to the left. Let the weight of the arms be heavy onto the chest. And if you can, just gently wave your nose from side to side. It won't go far, that's okay. But just trying to release any tension from the back of the neck, trapezius muscles, the rhomboids. In your center, release the arms back to the sides of the body and then cross the opposite way. Let the weight of the arms be heavy first. Relax the shoulders a little. Sway the nose from side to side. And then in your center, with your head still, bring the arm back to the side. Gaze in again. Just make any last final wiggle, maybe knee. And when you're ready, you can roll to one side. Take your time. And in your own time, coming into any comfortable seated position, placing the hands over the heart. And just making note of how you're feeling now. Physically, the response in your body, but also in the balance of your emotions, your thoughts, perhaps your breath as well. Smile to yourself if you feel a genuine urge to. And then when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. Thank you for joining in this class. For those of you who are live, we've run slightly long because we were late starting because of our chatting. And I hope you enjoyed it all. Namaste, guys.